Greetings to the what month are we in? January. Yeah, January 2018 Patreon Hangout. No one has joined yet. I just shared the link out to the patrons in chat, and Marty should post the article soon, so hopefully other people show up. So things might be a little bit quiet until we get more people showing up. Let's see if I can get my lower third working again. Why doesn't that mean... Oh, because I'm not as me. I'm in Nintendo Dads. Right, so looks like we have a few viewers already. Thanks for watching. Again, we'll as soon as more people actually hop on, then we'll actually have a conversation, because it's hard to do that when I'm by myself. All right, Marty should be joining soon. I just told Marty that I'm all alone. Whoa, there was I don't know. Okay, yeah, something weird happened. Hey, Marty.
Hey, what's up? Is this the link that you put in the Discord, the one I need to share?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna share it with the lobby.
If it worked for you, it should work for everyone else. I already shared it in the lobby. You just need to post it on the Patreon site for the
you got it,
for the dollars.
For the dollars.
Well, you know, the $1.
Yeah. I got you. I thought maybe that's what we were calling our patrons now.
No, it's been a long day for me, and I'm ready to
trust me.
I'm ready to crash, and it's gonna be a long night.
It's been a long week for me
and
too.
Apparently my camera, it looks like crap when it's zoomed in.
Let's see. Post title. It's time. It's Hangout time. I would have been here sooner.
That's all right. Yeah.
But I had to go to Taco Bell.
Yeah. You know, my son was complaining that he didn't like the quality of the 720p camera, and now, because I'm so used to just seeing it in a small window, and in the Hangouts I'm almost full screen, and I can see it's kind of crap.
Okay, why will it not let me do this?
Do what?
It's not letting me. Okay, now it did. At first, it wasn't letting me post the Hangout link on Patreon, so there was an error, but we're good.
All right, so now hopefully people show up.
Yep.
And we have people watching live. So
well, we can talk about this is the kind of hard hitting journalism that you folks watch Nintendo Dads for. Are nacho fries from Taco Bell really good or not?
That sounds awful.
Well, I'm about to find out, because these are $1.
Okay. If it was anyone else besides Taco Bell, it probably would sound better. But the fact that they're from Taco Bell just doesn't.
You know what?
Points.
They're actually really good. But it also continues the trend that we've seen from Taco Bell lately of you can put nacho cheese on anything and it makes it better.
Well, that's a low bar.
It's pretty good. I mean, I would eat them again. 10/10 would eat again.
Speaking of something that didn't get a 10 out of 10. Did you hear what Nintendo World Report gave Oh Sir?
Yeah, 2 out of 10.
Yeah. And which surprises me because I thought that would be the thing that James Jones would like.
I've played the tutorial of the Insult Simulator. I guess that was the first one. The Hollywood Simulator seems newer.
Yeah, it's a sequel.
Okay, so I played the tutorial of the Insult Simulator, and then my son and I battled each other tonight. And it's different.
Yeah, I did a live stream last night, so it's out on the YouTube if you can watch what I did. I went through the tutorial of the Hollywood roast version, and then picked one of the characters and played through its career.
It's unique. And I say that because I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just I don't know what to judge it against, you know?
And I think that's a good thing. I don't want games to be like other games too much. I want every once in a while I want a game that is not like anything else I've ever played.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
like one of the reasons why I want Zach to finish playing Doki Doki so I can talk about it.
Well, like Phoenix Wright. The first time I played Phoenix Wright, that just sucked me in because I was like, I've never played a game about a lawyer.
Yeah.
It was so different. The first Layton game, I think was like that too. I mean, what do you compare that to? Like an RPG puzzle solving game?
Exactly. So yeah, in both of those series, I played every game they came out with, except for the latest version of both games. I only got about halfway through and stopped. I need to get back into them.
Yeah, I finished the last Ace Attorney I finished was Apollo Justice. So, and I have
the one that's just coming out for the 3DS.
No, the one like I guess it
was a DS game, but it's getting a 3DS remake.
Right. And I have Dual Destinies. I've just never finished it. And I've sat on it so much. It's been in my backlog so long. I would have to go play through it, like start again. So far on our live stream tonight, our Hangout, verdict on nacho fries, delicious. Verdict on oh sir, play it. And then while you go do it, download Celeste. You probably won't like it, Jesse.
Yeah.
Did you like Meat Boy?
No.
Okay, well then you won't like Celeste.
Which then NWR gave it a 10 out of 10.
Everywhere is giving it a 10 out of 10. I was very surprised by that.
Yeah, that surprised me too. It's like Cuphead. Everyone says it's a good game, but the difficulty is so off the wall that I won't care.
What's up, Mike?
Hi, Mike.
Hey, what's going on?
If you're just tuning in, I just ate some nacho fries from Taco Bell.
I tuned in just in time to see you start licking your fingers.
Oh yeah, that's all the nacho cheese. You know what? Not bad.
He still has a pulse. He's still breathing, but his arteries may be clogging at any minute now.
I got another order in the bag. They're $1. I mean, why not?
If you have a heart attack, or at least we'll have an excuse as to why.
That's true. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's in addition to a guy from my church today. He's like, "Hey, I brought you something for lunch. It's up in the freezer or the fridge in the student center." And I was like, "Oh, okay. What is it?" He's like, "Just go look." Just I'm like, "Well,
that's not a good sign."
I kind of need some guidance here. Like, am I going to need to go buy lunch?
I know some people may be into it, but I'm not a fan of mystery food. If someone's offering me to give me food, I want to know what it is.
Well, it turned out to be bacon wrapped meatloaf.
It sounds good.
I can't go wrong there.
Oh, it was so good.
It sounds heart clogging too.
The meatloaf was actually, I mean, it wasn't too bad. Like he did like a bacon weave over the meatloaf, and like, oh, it was so good. And there was only one piece, so it wasn't like I was eating like the whole meatloaf.
Oh, right. So,
right? You know,
portion, everything in portions.
which, I mean, I could eat the whole meatloaf. So I like that. Like
Any one of the three of us could.
People make me meatloaf, and that's the only time I get it because my wife doesn't really like it. And honestly, I think it's the name. The name is what does it for her. Like a loaf of meat. Meatloaf.
I grew up with eating meatloaf.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it. In fact, my first wife prefers to make salmon loaf over meatloaf.
Okay.
And it's pretty good. It's just canned salmon instead of ground beef. Other than that, it's not any different.
Gonna be honest that I don't eat fish.
That's fair.
And it's for the same thing. Like you said, you grew up eating meatloaf. I grew up not eating seafood. So it's not that I don't like it. I'll eat my wife loves seafood. Her whole family's seafood eaters. So they'll eat, seafood all the time. So I'll every now and then I'll grab a piece of fish off her plate or I'll get a popcorn shrimp or something, but it just it does not do it for me.
Yeah. I grew up thinking I didn't like steak.
Oh, wow.
Because my mom only knew how to cook the steak to well done.
Oh no!
When I learned that you can have it medium or medium rare, and then I went, "Ooh, steaks are good."
Yes, yes. That's kind of like me and turkey. Like my grandmother was an expert. She could pinpoint the last bit of moisture in a bird and cook it out.
Oh.
And it was it was like a little step above Griswold turkey. And so I hated turkey for years, but now my father-in-law, he does a big Cajun injection turkey every year, and
sounds good.
And he fries it, and it's just fantastic. Hey, Matt.
Oh, you didn't wait for the second.
Nope.
I didn't wait for it either.
That's Dad's paper. You go back on the tray.
I only had fried turkey once, and it was good, but I wouldn't want to do it for my. I'm okay. It's one of those things that I wouldn't want to do the cooking, but I'm okay if someone else does it.
Right. Well, I don't ever cook it. I mean, that we fry it, and that's he does it. That's that.
It's like almost 20 years ago, just when they first started realizing that was a thing.
Oh yeah. Well, we've done a fried turkey every year for 5 or 6 years for Thanksgiving, and that's the preferred method by most everyone who eats it. This year for Christmas, right before, my wife's family had to do her Christmas at let's see, when was Christmas? Was Monday this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had to do it the Monday before because of work and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah. And we do her family does a big their tradition has always been, and I love this tradition. It's always been game night on Christmas Eve, and they make appetizer type foods. And instead of having a big meal, they have her dad's makes homemade wontons and mini corn dogs and all of it, from scratch, chili, rotel, that kind of stuff. So this year, I decided that I would attempt to make Greg Miller's wing recipe.
Skinny is sideways.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're sideways.
Hold on.
There he is.
Well,
So-
my computer's been updating for 45 minutes and it's not done, so I'm trying to use my phone and everything was fine and whatever.
Until that happened.
Yeah.
Updates
Updates at the most convenient time, whichever way you're turning. We don't care. So the night that we did appetizers, I made Greg Miller's wing recipe, and I have to say, I'm not a good cook. I don't cook much, but I got to say, it turned out really good.
Neo Prime looks like he's having problems trying to get on.
I went in through the email that came in from Patreon.
Oh, did the link in the...
Yeah, it took me 4 attempts to get in.
Okay. Let's see if there is a link that we can share here that's a little bit easier. I seem to remember being able to do this. From the side. No. I always forget how to do this in between.
Yeah, I just took the URL on the top of my big share here and then
Right.
pushed it out. But if that didn't working, I don't know why. Yet it worked for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been here.
Right. Yeah. And for these folks too. So.
Yeah, it kept sending me into Hangout, and there would be nobody there for like the first 4 attempts, and then then eventually I just tried it again, and it gave me the thing to open up through the app and whatnot. So
yeah, I tried in Safari, and then I gave up and pasted in Chrome for obvious reasons.
Oh yeah, and I know Firefox dies for some reason with it. So
Yeah.
I have to
that's
use.
what I use.
I think I'm using Chrome.
Yeah, I'm on Safari, and it just connected right too. So.
Yeah, it started the plugin stuff, and I didn't want to deal with it, so I was already late. Yeah.
Well, I was late too because of Taco Bell. So, for those of you who are just joining us, nacho fries came out today, and I thought, let's go by and try some of those. It's fries. It's nacho cheese. There you go. That's the review.
So done.
No, I mean you expect, you get what you expect. If you go in blind, expectations low. It was pretty good. So
What?
it's all right. So did any of you guys download Celeste today?
I hadn't heard of that one. What's that?
It's a new game at indie. Just came out on Switch today. It's basically you're a girl named Madeline, and she wants to climb to the top of Celeste Mountain, and it's like Super Meat Boy with more story.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's actually really good. I mean, the controls are super simple. There's jump, there's dash, like air dash, and then you can like hold on to walls and climb up for just a little bit. But and it's super hard, but they have this assist mode built into it where like you can make yourself invincible or slow down the game so that you can time your jumps better and stuff like that. So it's really good.
Yeah, I'm looking at that now. That looks pretty cool. I leave it up to you guys to tell me what games are out there, and that's usually how I get my information. So, so this is really your failing, is what it comes to, Marty.
I do that.
We can just blame it, and we were NDA'd.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We did ask the developers for code and got no response. So I was hoping we would, because I've been wanting to play it for such a long time. But I have a video sitting on my computer right now of about 15 minutes of footage of the game earlier, and so hopefully we'll have that up tomorrow morning.
Oh, cool.
Zach and Colin joined.
Welcome.
Hello. Made it.
I can hear you, Zach.
Okay, cool.
Hey guys.
Cool.
What's up,
Hey,
Colin?
how's it going, man?
How you doing?
Hey, don't move. Mario is right behind you.
Oh. Exactly.
It's a me. That's both the happiest and the thing that you can hear if you're a Nintendo fan, and the scariest thing if you wake up in the middle of the night in a dark room.
His hands are empty too. I don't even have a 3DS in there for him.
Oh, you gotta find something. Like you need to find something new to put in there, like I don't know,
like a new 3DS.
Yeah, like a new 3DS. There you go.
Or the Super Nintendo Classic box.
Sure.
Oh, that would probably fit pretty well.
Yeah, I've got one in the mix of boxes behind me, but it's kind of buried behind it. But it's up there.
You can build something out of Legos and put it in there.
Oh yeah, I just today made a little table for my girls to play with Legos. And
but the Labo piano.
A Labo.
There you go.
Yeah, Labo and Lego are very similar sounding.
Yeah, they sure are.
That's what they're going for.
I plan on making at some point, basically taking the cardboard like or Labo stuff and just like making Lego equivalents of things.
Right.
So just like take that house. You got the dimensions. You can make a Lego house, and you could do the exact same thing. You know,
Yeah.
so.
Much more sturdy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well-
I've seen some people already try to make their own cardboard cutouts of things they've seen in the video.
Yeah, Alex from Nintendo Life did the like little car, right?
Yeah, and then
A little bug thing looking.
Andre tried first, and that failed miserably. But Alex
I get this
looked a little bit more closer to dimension.
sense
Game
that,
Explained did a hysterical video trying to replicate some of the things from the video.
I get the sense that Nintendo was able to like fine tune that vibration so that it actually works the way it's supposed to. Whereas these guys are just like trying to use the find my
which is the highest vibration setting that the Switch can output.
Yeah.
I was thinking it'd be pretty cool to use some of the perler beads, and you could probably do like pixelated stuff on top of the cardboard.
Oh yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some awesome things coming out.
Oh, the customization of it, like within the first couple of weeks, is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
Like people painting theirs and doing all kinds of crazy stuff with it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
Like the little motorcycle thing, where you've got the handlebars and stuff. You just know that it's going to become a motorcycle for Mario Kart. Like somebody's going to build a cardboard Mario and put it on top of there.
I think I'm most excited about that one. Just
the motorbike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love playing. I love playing Road Rash.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh man, that'd be so great.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. There's something about that robot suit it almost looks like it's too ambitious. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If this thing works, that's going to be amazing. But it also feels like you could very easily screw that up, and then the whole thing just doesn't work.
See, the thing about the robot suit is that, like, it's going to be a better VR game than most VR games that are supposed to be VR games.
Yeah.
Because, like, I went to a friend's house and he had the PSVR, and I was like, "Do you have the Batman game?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I got the Batman game." And I played it, and it was the most dull experience. It was so lifeless.
Really?
Like there's no combat. You don't move around as Batman. The only thing that you do is, of course, it's set in the Arkham universe, so it has that look, and that kind of atmosphere to it. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to find out. I don't know if I can't remember if it's who killed Robin or who killed Nightwing, because they're dead. And so, like, to move around, like like say you're investigating in the alleyway, right? So to move around, you reach next to you, like with the little move controller, and you grab you press the button to grab your grappling hook and then point it, and it's pointing wherever it is. The tech is there like for 1-1, it's very smooth, but like you point your grappling hook and you press the button, and then in the helmet the screen goes dark, and then you're in another place on the level.
So it doesn't even animate the transition?
No, like you kind of see yourself lift up, and then you're in another spot.
Oh,
and then
couldn't have been too hard.
Again, there's no combat, but like there's times that you have to throw batarangs and stuff, and like you can just you can grab them and flip them. You have to like grab them off your belt buckle, which is weird. And there is some like cool like recreation of the crime scene, like almost like
the detective mode.
Well, yeah, like you're in detective mode, but it's almost like you're Doctor Strange. So like, you're like turning it and it's going back and it's going forward, and you're like watching for different moments that's why you have to go to different locations on that area, because you're seeing it from different angles, and you're finding new clues and stuff. But I played it for about an hour and it was done. And it was just, like I was going, yeah, this is cool and it's immersive and everything, but where's the game? You know,
Tech demo. It was 1-2 switch.
it was. I'm gonna be honest with you. 1-2 switch is way better than this game.
I don't know if
saying
things
much.
I don't know if things gotten any better yet, but I know like early VR games were purposely limited in scope, so people wouldn't be playing it for multi hours at a time and
Well, yeah.
possibly messing
Dak
with their
Nightmare
hands.
back in the day.
But you compare that now, like you compare that to, and I will say this, like Resident Evil 7, the VR capability of that was really cool. And I've not played it, but the fact that you can play through that whole game, you know, in VR mode, that's what people are looking for. It just you're still not seeing that yet. And that's why I say that like playing Batman, I didn't feel like Batman. Like I didn't feel like I felt like an idiot in a VR suit, you know, like and like people are in the room and they're laughing at me because I'm flailing around, you know, and
You're like the mocap actor.
Yeah. But then I compare that to Labo and I compare that to that robot suit and just, you know, that like I guess the tactile feeling you're gonna get from being the robot. You know, because you're going to feel resistance in the suit and you're going to feel, you know, vibration from the Joy-Cons and walking around and hitting those buildings and different things like that. It's going to be a completely different. That's why I say it's like, to me, that's more VR. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to have a thing on your face, but.
Yeah, because it's more like AR, I think is more accurate.
Yeah, it's more like augmented reality. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, VR.
So my question is, are we going to be able to wear the backpack? The size of a 7-year-old.
I don't think that thing will be adult sized.
Well, and you know what though? I don't think it actually will matter because really it's just a backpack with string, right? And so as long as they give you enough string, it will actually probably fit just about anybody because
or you can supply your own string.
So
yeah,
what we need to do,
spool it enough, right? You just spool it enough that it's long enough, and it looks like it's got quite a bit wrapped around those handles in the pictures.
Yeah. So what we need to start doing, Zach, is let's get ahead on the market here. Official Nintendo Dad's brand backpack extenders.
There you go. Okay, so let's workshop this here. Then.
What do you call it? The gravitationally challenged?
Yeah, we'll workshop this here. So what do we have to do? You've got to worry about the backpack straps being big enough, so you'll probably have to have replacements for that, right?
Right.
And the foot straps might be a little bit small, so you're gonna have to get new foot straps for the things where the string attaches to the feet. And then the handles, you may need longer string for the handles.
What we do is we just contact Nintendo and we tell them we need all the Wii U boxes.
Yeah. There you go.
And then we just start.
Probably burned them by now.
You know, we'll just start making those things. Look, it's a gold mine, man.
Yeah.
It's just sitting here.
I was gonna say, just as long as you don't name them Nintendo Dad's strap-ons.
Well played, good sir. Well played.
Dang it, Colin, you took my name.
I like it.
This whole thing reminds me of something I did for Halloween.
Or even like extenders.
A lot of unsatisfied customers.
Nintendo Dad's extenders. Same deal. Can't do it.
This reminds me of something I did for Halloween one year. You know, like the mid 2000s when Yu-Gi-Oh was kind of at its peak. I bought one of those dual discs that would go on your arm, but of course, it's made for a 7-year-old arm, not my arm.
Please tell me that you were like playing the game. And
no, I didn't actually play the game on it, but I had to buy additional straps to get around this fat arm.
That's amazing.
I tried to put my kid's Z-Ring on one time from Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Well, that sounds like a mistake.
Yeah, I couldn't even get it shut.
I tried to wear my son's Spider-Man bodysuit, but it didn't. I didn't.
Dad, why are all these rips all over my Spider-Man suit? Shut up, son. Just with great power comes great responsibility.
Comes great something.
Yeah, great disaster. So what's what else is everybody excited about? What just like this whole Labo thing, I feel like is kind of stolen the spotlight from just about anything else, right? Like,
I'm on the fence for Labo still. So
yeah.
We were talking about
Yeah.
a little bit about Celeste.
Oh yeah.
I watched a video of that. That looks pretty killer, actually.
Now, can one of you sell me on it on how it's any different than all the other side-scrolling indie pixel
I can.
art games?
I think I can. Okay, so here's the pitch. Okay, it's Super Meat Boy. Okay, so did you like Super Meat Boy?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, so you like that level of challenge when it comes to a platformer.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you take that and you combine it with an out of nowhere story, then that's Celeste. And I don't know if that's selling you on it, but I think the story is worth the time.
How out there are we talking about? Are we talking Xenoblade deep of story, or not deep?
Really,
but
no.
Just
it's really hard to talk about it without spoiling it.
How crazy things get. I mean, the things get crazy.
Things do get crazy, and there. I mean, like you're dealing with. I'll just say this: like, it's you're dealing with stuff that is mental health. Okay.
Wow.
There goes Zach.
And so
you got my attention.
Like it's surprising. And just the dialogue between characters is so well written, and there's so much to find. Like, you know, there's and the fact that the game has, like, they want you so badly to experience the story that they've crafted that they put in the assist mode, which is like you can become invincible, or you can get unlimited air dashes, or you can slow down the game. You can kind of do it however you know it feels best, and they kind of say that, like, you know, they've added that in so that you'll get to the top, you'll get to experience it. But if you don't want to do it that way, then you can try to get everything. And you know, there's these floating strawberries in most of the rooms, and they have nothing to do with the game other than they're just like kudos points. You know, it's just like, were you able to get all the strawberries? Great. You know, now that's what I've read. I don't know if it does unlock something later on, like maybe a different character or something like that. But so far, there's no indication of that. But to watch a character, you know, that like I walk into it and I'm like, okay, it's, you know, it's a platformer. I know I'm going to like this game. It's going to be hard. It's going to be like Meat Boy. I get that. But to watch a character deal with some of the things that you start seeing, the character's name is not Celeste, by the way. That's the mountain you're climbing. Madeline is her name. To watch Madeline start dealing with it, with some of that, and like seeing hints of stuff, it's really cool. And I think that this is one of those games that, like, I saw the scores that have come out today and went, that's absolutely correct, because I downloaded it this morning, and there's 8 chapters in the game. I'm already on chapter 5.
Oh wow!
That's how much of it I've played. But
I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've kind of been holding out to play Owlboy. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know anything about that game either.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost got a little bit of the vibe from the art style. But I could be wrong. I mean, the
thing about this game too is we're gonna, like I was telling some folks, maybe before you came in, we're gonna have a video on it. I recorded some footage of it tonight, just playing through chapter 1, playing through the tutorial, just so people can kind of get a sense of it. But like everything about it, like you play it and you begin to realize why it took so long for it to come out, because the controls are, for a game like this, it's, you know, what we would define as Twitch-based gameplay. They're so on point. And the soundtrack is cool, and the art style is great. Of course, I like retro stuff too, but it's almost like, you know, we're kind of in an overflow of that right now. But somehow this manages to do it in a way where it doesn't get lost in that, and you just go, oh, it's just a retro game, you know.
I'll be honest, that is actually the biggest thing that has turned me off from this game, is the art style.
Well, the crazy thing about it is,
it's so, like, it's been so overdone at this point. You know what I mean?
You have the levels that you've seen, right? But then, like, and they're in that like pixelated art style. But then there's like the menus are all completely 3D. Like the level select is completely 3D.
Oh, really?
There's different parts in the game, and I don't want to I want to talk about this, but I don't want to spoil it because it's such a cool moment. There is a moment at the end of chapter 4, which is kind of like your halfway point, I guess, in the game. There's this really cool moment that you deal with that mental health thing directly.
Okay, does this have is this reflected in game mechanics, or is it all story stuff?
It's story stuff, but like now what I'm saying is there is a game mechanic here.
Like there's a sanity meter kind of thing, like
No, this is just a one-time thing, but it might pop back up. I don't know because I haven't been there yet, but like it's a really cool moment of like you run into this character earlier on in the game, and you kind of befriend him, and he keeps popping up at different points and like helping you out. And there's this point where she gets stuck, and he like walks her through that by helping her deal with stuff. And like you're actually, and it's not like some overblown, overdone thing, but like you perform this action that like is the simulation of her getting through this.
Mm-hmm.
Without, I'm trying not to ruin anything because it's to me it was a super cool moment. Like, and it was like, and that story has been building and building and building, and there's all these characters that like you run into. Like there's an old grandmother, and there's a ghost who owns a hotel. And like one of the levels is set completely in that hotel, like helping him deal with, I'll just go ahead and say this, like the part of that level is like helping him deal with the loss of his dreams.
Oh, wow. It gets very existential then.
Yes. Yeah. And like,
cool.
You're piecing this stuff together, and you're watching his character change as you interact with him throughout the level.
Wow.
And then
Cool, man.
and so like, to me, like everything that everybody's saying about the game is spot on.
Hmm.
And so if that makes your choice of
what's the length of the game roughly?
5 to 6 hours if you're just going to go through it straight. Like, you're not going to care about anything except getting to the end. IGN's review said about 5, 6, 7 hours. However, the reviewer also said he's come back and spent anywhere from 20 to 30 hours finding everything, including the fact that every level has a cassette tape in it called a B-side, and you can go and play the B-side of that level, which then makes the level harder and like takes you on a completely different path and has all these different challenges that are kind of just, it's almost like hell mode. It's like you have to be super precise to get through. So there's all this, there are, and then I found there's a kind of, I guess, taking a page from Meat Boy. There's a game within a game. You can play Celeste inside of Celeste, but it's like the Atari version.
That sounds like that actually does sound like
yeah, I think that's an homage, I think, to Meat Boy.
Well, like even Xenoblade has a similar kind of.
Yeah,
you're not playing the same game, but you are playing like a.
And I will say that there's like little call outs to other games too, not just other games throughout gaming history. In chapter 4, there was this. I walk into a room, and there's a long rectangular white block with what looks like screws in each corner, and I was like, that looks like the Super Mario Brothers 3 block from World 1 that you can crouch down on.
Oh, nice.
And go into the background. So I was like, I'll just try it. And guess what?
Yeah.
It happened. And you like, that's the only, like, there's different pickups that you can get in each level. One of them is like, the strawberries, and there's a crystal heart. I'm just kind of not sure what those do, but that lets you get the crystal heart in that stage.
I'm assuming this is what, $20 in the eShop?
It is. It's $19.99 and worth every penny.
All right.
And now I've kind of blown my wad on what we're going to talk about tonight on my game I've been playing on the show.
That yeah, okay. No, that's cool.
I was beginning to wonder what game you might be playing.
Well, there you go, dude.
So I hope that's helped people. It's a little wordy, but yeah.
No, dude, that's good.
Yeah.
What is everybody else playing? Like yeah, like I'm curious what you guys are playing. Any good stuff? Who has played Enter the Gungeon for one?
Oh, that's still on my list.
Play that one.
Oh, dude.
That's like one of my next ones I want to pick up.
It's so good.
My dudes.
I finally
Enter
finished
the Gungeon. So good.
I finally finished Breath of the Wild, but Blaster Master Zero, I've about wrapped that one.
Oh, it's so good.
That's a great one for nostalgia reasons mainly. So
Good.
super awesome game. So
who did you play through as? Just the first
on yeah, I played through and did the 100% completion, and then got the other reboot of it that they did. But I started playing through that. That's what I'm playing right now. So
cool.
Yeah,
that game's great. That's a great game. I picked
so
up.
I've got a question.
What's that?
I was going to ask. I think Marty or Zach had mentioned some of you guys have 2 Switches. How do you guys deal with digital downloads versus cartridges? Because I've stuck to cartridges just because I don't want to deal with buying stuff twice. So like the Celeste, how do you deal with it? Do you just buy it twice for your kids and one for your Switch, or any advice there?
I only have the one, so I'm not too sure. I think Jesse's the only one who has that.
Yeah, 'cause we have 3, and it's most of the time my kids don't care about anything but the big games. You know, they really don't.
Yeah.
They don't check out the eShop. They don't look anything there. So when it came to Odyssey, yeah, I did buy that digitally on mine, and when my son wanted to play that, I just let him I dock it and just let him use it on the TV, and he plays it there.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I've done as well to date.
Yeah, so it's it's like if it was on his system, he could take it to school and play it on breaks and stuff. Well, I'm not letting him take my Switch to school.
Right.
Anyway, if he wants to do that to play Odyssey, he can buy his own copy of Odyssey.
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm hoping to get a second Switch at some point, but I doubt it's going to happen. My wife has taken over my Switch. I was going to bring it to record with me, and she is playing Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, which she has decided she is going to 100%.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you might as well just go buy a new Switch, dude.
Well, so I've been helping her do it because, like, we'll go through the levels together. Like, and it's kind of cool because, like, she does that for me sometimes with like role playing games and stuff. Like, she'll get the guide or the FAQ online and be like, "Yo, you need to go here." So now I'm doing that for her.
Oh, that's cool.
And so we're about there's 20 stages in the single player or the story mode, and we're about halfway through. So I was going to bring the Switch up here and download Doom multiplayer because I haven't done that yet. And I was like, "Are you going to play the Switch?" Yeah. Oh, crap.
Speaking of any of you guys picking up the 30% sale on the eShop? There's a couple titles on sale.
I saw that, actually. I was just looking at that.
I haven't. What do they have? I haven't looked.
They actually have Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 on there. That's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Switch eShop or 3DS?
Buy that one.
Both, I think.
Did they really just put Doom on sale right after I bought it?
Yep. Brawl Out is 25% off.
Is there a place online I can see this sale?
Probably the eShop website.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier on the eShop website.
Yeah, I'm trying to go off memory from like 2 o'clock today. So.
Yeah, I'm on here right now. So they've got Brawl Out is on sale. Wow, WWE 2K18 is 50% off.
It should be 99.9% off.
Yeah, it should be.
Do any of y'all own it, by the way? Do any of you guys own WWE 2K18?
Played it, don't own it.
Well, see, there's supposed to be like a huge patch coming out this week.
Actually, it looks like
NBA Playgrounds.
No.
NBA 2K18 is 35% off.
I may pick up 2K18 for that.
Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the bundle that includes the DLC, is 30% off.
Wow.
So instead of $80, it's down to $56.
Overcooked's on sale too. If no one's picked that up yet.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, Doom's down to 70. Doom's down to 42.
Hey, Arms is on sale. Look at that. I don't know what it is because I already own it, but I wish they
Just
did.
that
It
sale's better
is
than
$41.99.
the sales. A lot of them better than the that Best
Okay.
Buy deal I get with the gamers thing.
The base game of Kingdom Battle is also on sale, but again, I can't. It doesn't give me the price since I bought that one.
I think
For you guys who
$41.99.
For you guys who like Lego games, I'll go ahead and I want to say this to you guys: Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 is terrible.
Really?
Is it?
It's not great.
Oh no.
Jackbox Party Pack 3 is on sale.
It's
That's the best one.
yeah. Party Pack 3 is the best one.
Marty,
I just-
I've been hooked on I don't know if you can tell. Lego Worlds. Me and my daughter have
Yeah.
been playing this for weeks now. And like it's just like I can't stop playing it for some reason.
I have a feeling. Yeah.
She loves Ninjago, so you can get the Ninjago characters in there, and then she runs
Mhm.
around and
Yeah.
you can just do
that's
the
cool.
most ridiculous things. Like it's funny.
You know, the bad thing about Lego Worlds is I got that and it like got buried under all the like all the games. And I've yet to go back to it. I need to.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, it's definitely like whatever you make of it, because there's no real story or anything. It's all about just unlocking. But I can say from my daughter is 5 years old, and from playing with her, the multiplayer, it's just like she's throwing cats up on clouds and then putting horses into the water and watching them go around and just laughing her head off. So it's been a blast. Yeah.
That's awesome. Where's this? I just realized I haven't played a whole lot of my Switch this week. It's surprising to me that Darkest Dungeon is the fourth highest selling. Like it's number 4 on the eShop right now.
It was number 2.
That's crazy.
It was number 2 a couple days ago.
It amazes me that it would have such wide appeal, frankly. I mean, I love it. It's really good, but it's also like very strategic, hardcore sort of game. You know what I mean? It's got some of the nastiest permadeath I've ever seen, and it's not optional. Like,
I'm looking through these through the sale games, and I guess I'm getting down toward the bottom of the list. How did we miss a game that came out on the Wii U called Super Destronaut 2 Go Duck Yourself?
wow.
I think the key word there, which answers the question, is on the Wii U.
Hey, it was, but it came out in 2016.
How many of you
Sounds like it
still
might
have
be
your
a winner.
Wii U set up?
I do.
I do.
Yeah, I got
Not
mine.
in the main room, but I do have it. Yeah.
Well, I missed
That's
the
how I
question.
play Zelda.
Right.
I missed what the question was.
I asked how many of us still had our Wii U's set up.
Oh yeah, mine's set up. I haven't touched it in a long time, but my son still plays. They call it Black Ops 2 on it.
Oh, cool. I still got a short list of games to finish, like Color Splash.
You heard me say his name, and he's looking at me.
Yeah, I'll never finish Color Splash.
No.
Don't worry, it'll probably port to the Switch here in the next 6 months.
That's
true.
Probably will.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2 on the Wii U.
Probably will. Yeah, there was really no reason for that gamepad to be used the way that it was with the card.
I
Yeah.
hate that.
Yeah,
that
that-
mechanic killed
Color
me now.
Color Smash pissed me off. Yeah, so and way too early in the game to be doing.
It
so.
wasn't as bad as Sticker Star.
Yeah, that one at least. I fought through it and got to chapter 5 of Sticker Star before I said no.
When they had a great formula with a 1,000-yard door, they just need to go back to it.
I agree.
I wonder how successful like that 1,000-Year Door game was for them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times they'll release a game and then if it doesn't do well, then they think they have to change the formula. But
I
like,
looked it up on
I
my
don't know.
computer and updating for 2 hours.
Oh wow. I'm playing back through Mario and Luigi, the original Superstar Saga. and
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying it. That's the 3DS remake.
3DS one.
Yeah, I bought that on launch day and still haven't touched it. I need to try to get
It's
to it sometime.
really
Mm.
like playing through it just shows how good that series was and how far from that they've come to screw it up.
But of course, with Radiant Historia coming next month, that's probably the game I'll be playing instead of Superstar Saga.
But the first 3 games of that series were just killer, and then like they got past Bowser's Inside Story and they just lost it.
I made it about 4 or 5 hours into Paper Jam, and then I just kind of started playing something else. But I don't know if I'll ever get back to it.
Dream Team is the one for me that's the worst. Like I had to make myself finish it.
Really?
You did? You actually did it?
That's
Yeah, I finished it.
I finished it too. I actually liked it at the end, but it had some really long-winded parts that took.
Yeah, it had such pointless, like huge stretches of that game were absolutely pointless.
Like all of the backtracking.
And you could see it coming as soon as they mentioned. You've got to go back, and it's like, oh, this is going to be like another 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could see it right away.
And I don't know if it was, it was like the last Paper Mario, the Paper Jam. The thing that got me with that game is the battles were so long.
Yes, yeah.
Like all of the enemies were so overpowered and had too many hit points. It's like I've been fighting this Goomba for 20 minutes.
Yeah, because they would regenerate health.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you fought a shiny sticker version.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what killed it for me. That's what made me stop playing those.
Now, did you guys go and do? So I ended up just using the easy assist mode on some of those battles because they were just taking forever. But even with that, did it still take that long?
I didn't ever use that, but by that point, I was so disgusted. I don't care if it's easy or not. I'm just trading this thing in.
Right. Well, it's still worth something.
Yes. Yeah. Get rid of it now. At least get $20 back.
That's
the first. This has been in my hand in over a week.
Look at it. Look at those sexy Joy-Cons.
Those are.
That's the American version. Right?
Is it? Oh yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
I saw those at GameStop yesterday, and I wanted them.
I saw them in the wild for the first time yesterday.
Man, those things are they're like $100 up here. It's crazy.
There we go.
Nuts every time.
This is what we're giving away here in a couple weeks.
I still can't get over. Everyone says it, and it sounds cliche, but pictures and videos do not do justice to how these things look.
On the neon? Oh yeah, the neon.
They're just
crazy.
Like even looking at it on the box right here, there is it's very muted, and they look great.
These things, I spent on these, and these are they burn your eyes out.
Are those the yellow ones?
Yeah.
I mean, can you not tell from the radioactive glow on the screen?
Yeah, how long until you get tumors from just using those?
My hands are just gonna grow
until these Splatoon ones came out.
Your fingernails start glowing that color.
The yellows were my favorite until the Splatoon came out.
All I have other than this is the gray.
I want the developer black ones.
Ooh.
I totally want those. I won't be able to get them because I'm not a developer, but I want those black ones.
I bet you could buy the shells and give it a good college try.
I don't. Did you see the video though of what's his name, of Alex from Nintendo Life, who tried to do the Atomic Purple Joy-Cons, and it was a freaking nightmare.
Why?
Yeah, I did see that.
Because a couple different things. One, the plastic that they use is harder than the regular plastic, and yet the screws that they send with them are super soft metal. And
that's right.
So you either destroy the screws trying to get them in, or if you replace the screws with different ones, then they end up stripping the inside of the shell because it's like just this other kind of plastic and they don't line up right. Like it's all sorts of screwed up. Like it's definitely buyer beware.
Well, the crazy thing about it was he was one of the first people to do the shell. Like, he did the white Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have thought that he wouldn't have any problem with it, but
right.
Well, buyer beware.
The only thing I'd want to do modding is I wanted to get those colored buttons for the X, Y, A, B.
Yeah.
And put it on my gray Joy-Con, and like just that, and leave everything
That'd be cool.
stock.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think that would look so good. But I'm afraid. What
Nintendo doesn't realize is the fact that we're all sitting here basically saying we would willingly part with $80 again if you would just make Super Nintendo colored Joy-Cons, Nintendo colored Joy-Cons.
Yep.
Famicom colored.
The Blast new 3DS with the colored buttons. That's so cool looking. That's all I want. Yeah, if they made black Joy-Cons with those color buttons.
I do have one question though, since I got these on here. I don't know if it's just due to use, but like my ones that came with the Switch, there's a little more play with them. They're a little loose, and now I don't know if it's just because the track on the side of these probably wearing out from the gray ones right here, but these ones, they're nice and snug.
Are they? Oh, that's good to know.
I bet you they changed something, because I showed you guys my gray Joy-Cons I got with the launch edition, whatever. I mean, the first Switches that they made, that thing, it like chipped off a piece of it.
Yeah, it's got a little. Mine's always had a little bit of play in it.
Like if I was here, I could kind of it would.
Yeah, I got mine too.
Flex a little back and forth.
It kind of wiggles a little, right?
They're
see, mine does it on the left side. The left Joy-Con kind of feels like it kind of like when I'm holding it, pushes up a little bit, like it wiggles. But I just thought maybe it was, and I get this from being someone who used to collect Transformers. The Japanese version of Transformers is always better than the American version because they use better plastic, they use better paint apps, and things snap together and hold together way better than the American-made version. And so I just naturally went, because I got the Japanese version of these too. And so I was like,
you just knew that's how you just know that's how things go.
Yeah, I was like, well, and so I click them into my Switch and I was like, those feel really tight. They feel really secure. This must just be the Japanese version's better than the American one.
Yeah.
Could be.
But now if you're saying that they're more secure on the American one too, then maybe there has been a running change.
So I never had an issue of like sliding issues, but like just in terms of flexing from front to back,
yeah.
Mine has had that too. Like I think part of it could be the rails, or do you remember if it was like that at the beginning, like when you first got them?
I think there was a little bit of play, but not as much as there is now.
Yeah, I think they kind of wear down too. Because the actual Switch itself is a metal rail, right? So
yeah.
So the only thing
and the only thing that actually holds them in place is like a really tiny nub of plastic that keeps them from moving.
Well, and every time you slide them on and off, it's a metal rail too, right? So
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Slowly.
I did notice, like putting these on, the new ones on for the first time, that I do have a little bit of warping with my Switch.
Do you?
It's very, very small, but like I set it down on the table and pressed on, like the way I did it was like I set it down on the table and I pressed on the Joy-Con on one side and the system rocked back and forth just a little bit. And then I did it on the other Joy-Con on the other side and it didn't.
Thanks. Now you got me all paranoid.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome. Just to keep you
Thank you. No, I'm good.
Very
Everybody's touching the end of their Switches right now.
Mine's
See if
not
they're in
moving.
balance.
Mine's not moving, Marty. What did you do?
What?
I said mine's not moving. What did you do?
Well, I think mine's warped. I've seen, like, in my mind, and I've not wanted to believe it, but like I've looked at it from the top and I've seen the curve, like it's curved just slightly, just so Not anything really bad. No cracking. No screen damage or anything. But it wasn't as bad as Adam's back in the Adam Leonard from Megadeth. His was
bad.
His was bad.
What did he do? Did he get it replaced?
I think
Nintendo replaced it.
Wow.
Do you feel like, Marty, though, like that if you hadn't seen a million pictures online of people like, oh, my Switch is bent and whatever, like, would it bother you, or is it like does it bother you? I don't know. I guess.
No, it doesn't. Like it doesn't bother me, like, because it works. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but like putting it down on the table and like tapping it and it rocking back and forth, like, and it's not even a huge like movement, but like it's gonna be okay. You have
a launch Switch, right?
Yeah, it was launch day.
Yeah, same with mine.
I bet you they've worked that kind of crap out by now. But
it's like the manufacturing thing. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like I think it's all like the manufacturing, sort of quirks. They kind of work that stuff out as you go. That is the joy of being an early adopter, is what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
at least we didn't get screwed over as bad as people who bought an early Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Oh, I went through that.
Me too.
Oh.
I red ringed 3 Xboxes. 3.
Are you serious?
Oh.
Yep.
My dad had an Xbox 360 and he heard about it overheating and the red ring of death. So he bought a Nyko cooling fan that he stuck on the back of it that was supposed to cool down the system.
Did it make it worse?
Whatever that thing did, it fried and it melted the plastic and it fused itself onto the Xbox. It's like the
freaking Venom symbiote. It just like attached itself to it and like wouldn't let go.
So did like the fan keep working, or did it blow the fan out?
It kept working, but he had to like rip it off of there, and then he got the red ring of death anyway.
I don't know if anyone will get this reference, but I'm thinking Bubblegum Crisis 2040. Look it up. It makes sense.
With the Xbox, do you remember, or maybe I'm just imagining this, like that was the time that they had like the water cooled device for your Xbox. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Like it was like having a high end gaming PC. Like you can water cool your Xbox 360.
Was it a nuclear reactor?
Those early ones were, man. Like you could hear, like you could put your hand over them and like fry an egg.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
I think I even had mine like closed underneath of the TV, like behind a glass. So it was just like baking in there, like an oven.
I had 3 well ventilated Xbox 360s end up having to be sent back to Xbox. It was like the last one, they didn't even ask, for like part numbers or anything like that. They're just like, we'll ship you a box.
Wow.
Oh man.
And so after that one, like I just ended up like when it came back for the 3rd time, I eventually just replaced it. I got one of the black ones, and by the time they moved to the black ones, they had taken care of the issue by then.
I had the PS3 that got the red dot of death, if you would.
Yeah.
I had that happen.
Yeah, I had a launch model PS3 that had the PS2 backward compatibility, and I was very sad when it yellow ringed. Or yellow light.
Yeah, that's right. It was a yellow light. Yep. And I had to take mine back at the same time that when I got a newer PS3 that didn't have the PS2 backward compatibility, it was at the same time that that PlayStation Network had that online issue.
Oh,
yeah. So as soon as I got the new one and started going online or wanted to play God of War, you couldn't do anything because of the
I remember
online
that
issue.
Because I had bought the PS3 version of Portal 2, knowing that it came with you log into your Steam account, pair it with your PSN account, and then you can get the PC version on Steam basically for free. And the PSN outage happened like a day and a half after Portal 2 launch. So a lot of people have this game and can't do anything with it. I paired it on day one, so I was able to download my PC version.
Thank goodness that during that kind of era of gaming, that the PS3 was not my main source. Because I had a 360 and a PS3, and I mainly used the 360.
Yep, that was so frustrating when that happened.
Yeah, and at the time, it affected my wife. She wasn't a console gamer, but she plays EverQuest. And at the time, EverQuest was run by Sony Online Entertainment. And when they shut down PSN, they shut down EverQuest. So everything was down for like a month and a half.
Yep.
Wow.
So she was bugging.
Damn.
You can basically just use your PS3 for the George Foreman grill that it was during that time. You got to been able to pop the top on those and cook up a couple of burgers. Wow.
I do have a question though. Is anyone surprised that there's not enough games? Feel that there's not enough games that do demos on this thing? Because I was totally on the fence about this Dragon Quest Builders because I can't really get into Minecraft, but I picked up the demo and started playing that. Next thing you know, it was like 2 hours later.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I had the same problem. I'm a Dragon Quest fan, but not much of a Minecraft fan. But I liked the demo, and I'm buying it.
I think what Nintendo has done is they've left it up to developers to do.
Yeah.
To provide the demos, and the thing is just a lot of developers. Even that was one of my favorite features about the 360 back in the day.
Because Microsoft required it.
Yeah, they required a demo. And so any game that I wanted, I would download the demo first and then try it. And a lot of those would say, all right, you're at the end of the demo, buy it right now, and you can just keep playing. And I would do that. I spent so much money on Xbox Live Arcade.
That's so smart, though.
Nintendo should do that. I think they need to do that with their first-party games, to be honest. I mean, there's nothing that would keep them from doing like a demo of Mario Kart where you can race as one character on 2 tracks. And no multiplayer, just single player only, so that you're not giving away the best parts of the game, and just so people get a taste, and Square Enix has been great about it with like Lost Sphere, and I hope Octopath. I hope that
one comes out.
I hope that trend continues. But like, there's a lot of third-party games that could, or first-party games that could. No, I'm sorry, third-party and indies that could stand to have a demo. I got burnt pretty bad last night with one that I had been looking forward to, and then I bought it, and I don't know if it's just that I was tired or that it was just confusing as all get out. I didn't like it.
Care to disclose the title?
Yeah, Gunhouse.
What was that? What's that for?
No.
It's for Switch. It's a tower defense game.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
And you nowhere in the photos or promotion for it does it show the most frustrating mechanic of the game, which is you can't attack until you build the guns, which, I mean, yeah, it's tower defense, right? But the way that you do that is by playing some really complicated, broken puzzle game inside that house that the guns are mounted to. And you have to you have to move these squares around, and you can and make bigger boxes with them, and then either move them to the left to build a gun, like off the screen, off the grid to build a gun, or move them to the right off the screen to load ammo for them, right? And it's like, it doesn't feel good. And I'm going to give it another chance, but like the first playthrough, made me seriously consider writing an email to Nintendo and seeing if I can get a refund. Because it just was not what I expected. It was very frustrating and clunky, and those pictures don't do it justice, because it just looks like, you're going to be doing your typical tower defense stuff, not playing a puzzle game, also trying to do tower defense.
Wow.
At the same time.
I feel, as you're talking about it, I feel like that could be a cool concept for a game if it was done well. It also reminds me of that Battle Chef Brigade, how you're going out and you're doing like an action side-scrolling kind of beat 'em up, but then you're doing a puzzle game. And I kind of like that idea of fusing them two together, but
at least
sounds like it's not implemented well.
Battleship Brigade at least made that completely obvious,
right?
And and up front, exactly, this is what it is. And I liked it too.
Yeah, to hide a whole genre of game that's within it is bizarre to do that. But,
right. Well,
the thing that drew me in about that game was about Gunhouse was its art style, you know, and I really, really want to like it. So hopefully it'll get better. I don't know, but we should totally start a podcast. So we're gonna slide out of here
podcast?
and what podcast?
What?
We're gonna slide out of here and go get on Skype and do a podcast.
And then,
man.
On our way out, I want to thank Skinny Matt for sending a package that I hopefully will receive tomorrow or Saturday, and I'll do a video on that. And thank you.
Hey Jesse, when you do that, take a little Ziploc baggie and just like put a little bit in there, and then send it to Canada. I'm just kidding.
Anybody want to meet me north of the border in Niagara Falls? I got 5 extra boxes.
And then by the time you get it, it'll be a powder, and people will think I'm sending anthrax again or something.
Again? Wait a minute. What?
I'm not doing it again. The post office will think people are doing it again.
Oh, I thought they were like, oh, there's that Jesse Welbeck sending anthrax again. Yeah, right on. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up and hanging out. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks for supporting the show. You guys are awesome.
Have fun, guys.
Love it, guys.
See ya.
See you later.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.